Kia ora koutou. This has been a historic year at the University of Canterbury, not simply because of the pandemic, in another way, and that is, for the first time in more than 120 years, the university has been led by 3 women. Our Chancellor is a Christchurch girl, Sue McCormack. The President of our Student Association, Tori McNoe, and myself. And guess what? We have led through a pandemic. So I feel pretty proud of ourselves. If I look across in what's happened this year, for the first time, I think, we've had 2 women in the lineup to be the Prime Minister in the country. We've seen changes. But as I look across the world, I'm reminded of a very old saying that the more things change, the more they stay the same. Now, I'm not sure if that's familiar as an expression locally, but I guess it is. So, as I look around the world, I think that there are too few cracks in the glass ceiling. I'm going to give you one fact. In terms of positions of power and decision-making, globally, women hold only 28% of managerial positions. Now, that's not the most scary thing about it. It's the same proportion since 1995. It hasn't changed. So, while locally the glass ceiling might be breaking, globally it isn't. So there's much more to be done. If we look at the Fortune 500 corporations, only 37 of the 500 of the CEOs are actually women. So what's going on? Well, if we look at the year 2020, and we look at the examples of where women are leading, I think you will agree that women do bring unique perspectives to their leadership positions. But one of the obstacles we face is that many of our conscious and unconscious notions of leadership don't look like this. It looks different. So, on more than one occasion, people say, "Are you the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Canterbury? Really?" Yes, I am. Notions of leadership, assertive individualism, competitiveness on an individual level, certain ways of expressing authority, and technical competence in a narrow sense are often the criteria we use for selecting our managers and leaders. But what we require to do is think about unconsciously, what does leadership look like to us? Can it look different to the way it looked when many of us went to school? The next matter that needs to change is that more of us need to put our hands up to take the opportunities that come our way. And as many of the speakers have said, that can be quite a scary prospect. But the good news is, from a time where women leaders were expected to demonstrate masculine-like behaviors, there are more and more examples across the world and close to home that show we don't have to give up our feminine ways in order to take up leadership positions. We can lead differently. And in fact, it's leading differently what the world requires today. Women tend to be more communicative, more consultative, more participatory. And I believe that that's what the world needs to transform relationships. So my challenge to everyone here tonight is please put your hand up for leadership opportunities. My inspiration came from a very well-known leader of my home country, South Africa, who inspired me when he said, "There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you're capable of living." How do we know what life we're capable of living unless we try? So please do put your hand up for leadership. The world needs you. Thank you.